Hi there, welcome to Floating in Books. Today we're going to be talking about my bag collection. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. Today I have a slightly different video for you because I think it's been about 7 years ago that I've come onto my social media accounts and shown you what bags I have in my bag collection. I am not a bag collector. As much as I love shoes, bags for me just have to be practical. So don't expect like very exciting like designer brands to show up here. I tend to have one more expensive bag and then like things that I use on the daily, and yeah, most of those are vintage or they've been with me for a very long time. So let me just give you the full lowdown of my bag collection. I really do hope you enjoy this slightly different video again. But I was thinking, what can I talk about in terms of like a fashion video that I haven't done in a while? And I was like, bag collection. I just have to. So first things first, the bag I was holding up in the thumbnail is by this brand, Polène. They're a French brand, and this is the most expensive bag I own. This, I don't believe, oh, what's the style again? I look it up because they still do this style of bag, and I now see if I hold it right there, that there's still something on my lens, so I need to clean the lens of my camera. But this green bag was like the first time I truly invested in a bag. These bags are sort of like the sort of brand where it bridges the gap between like high street and more designer things. So these are good quality bags that cost a little bit more than what you will find in a regular shopping street, but you will get something that's like looks like it's designer and that comes in fun shades and fun texture. So this bag comes in a ton of different colors, and I went with the dark green, and even though I thought that maybe I wasn't going to get a lot of use out of it because it's really like my first expensive bag, why didn't I go for a brown or a black, you might ask? But actually, whenever I wear this, which is mainly to like parties and like special occasions, this is not my day-to-day bag at all. It turns out that dark green was the best choice ever because it always amps up any outfit. And this also has 3 different types of leather. So you have the grain leather here, it's got suede in the flap, and then you have some smooth leather details here and there. It's got a pocket in the back. I still keep the stuffing inside it as well that it came with, but essentially just one big bucket on the inside, and you have these little snappers to help it keep its shape. But also if you want to extend the size of the bag, that's a really great way as well. And whenever I've taken this with me, it's got place for a water bottle, it's got place for a book. This could very easily be an everyday bag, and then it also has a shoulder strap, and it's got the top handle. So it's also one that you can very easily carry around and start using as an everyday bag at some point if I ever want to. But this is still quite new to me. I actually bought it from the Polène store in Paris, so it was a whole experience for me. Yeah, this is the only like truly like nice bag I still have. What I use mostly on the daily are backpacks, because this is what I bring to work. I have to bring my laptop. I'm usually bringing my own lunch, so a backpack is just incredibly helpful. So the backpack that I was using the most in the past couple of years is this one. It's a Fjallraven, I'm not sure how to say that, and I bought this when I started a job a couple of years ago. It just has a front pocket right here, and then you have 2 side pockets for like a water bottle or something. And then one of the perks of this bag is that the entire front flap just opens like this. And I just stuffed another bag that I need to show you inside it just to bring it up here because I keep them all in my hallway. Save for the Polène bag, that's like safely tucked away in my cupboard. But yeah, just one big open compartment that opens fully, so it's really helpful. I brought this bag with me to London, so currently this is going to be my travel bag because over the summertime, I saw in the Dr. Marten sale that their leather backpack in the brown, what's it called, Crazy Horse leather was in the sale. And I have been eyeing up these backpacks for like the past 5 years, but at close to 200 euros, it wasn't something that I wanted to spend that kind of money on. And this was now, I think, 30, maybe 40% off. I just paid just over 100 euros for it. And I do really like the leather. The black one comes in a vegan And they also have the cherry red, which I think just comes in the red, but that leather is quite stiff and not as pliable, whereas with the Crazy Horse leather it becomes more pliable as you use it, and it starts to look more worn, which is what I like. I have a couple of pairs of shoes in that style, so I know what this leather will look like. So this will scratch, but that's part of the deal. It should discolor, it should scratch. That is what this bag is made to do. And this also has a laptop compartment, which the other one didn't do, and my laptop fits in there, but it had no protection. So I had already a couple of spills in my bag, and it got a little wet, and I was like, I need to protect it because that laptop isn't mine, it's my work laptop. And this one, it just fits perfectly. You get a really nice buckled compartment in the front that fits a lot more than the other one, so that's just a really great place to keep anything small. And then the top handle opens like this, and then inside you have your laptop compartment and just a big compartment there. There is a smaller compartment attached to the laptop compartment as well that you can get into, and you can add your name to the back here if you'd like. I've read a lot of reviews, and apparently these straps come undone really easily because it carries the weight here, and then this stitching will come loose. Apparently, that's what I've heard a lot of reviews on, which I understand, but that's something you can very easily get fixed if you go to a cobbler. And the thing is as well that you don't really need it because you have these studs here that actually hold that strap in place. So I don't think that even if those stitches were to break, that it would be fine in the end. And I think you should just not overload the bag. It's because it is a leather bag, it is quite heavy, but I've been wearing this to work for the past 3 weeks, ever since we started back up after summer break. And so far it's been lovely. I sometimes walk into work because it's about a 30-minute walk from where I live. And it's been really helpful. The weight is distributed very evenly over your back. So once it's on your back, it doesn't feel heavy at all. And I've been able to fit everything in and then some. And then the bag I had stuffed inside my little red backpack was this mini backpack that I bought from Stradivarius. But I bought this at the time to replace my all-time favorite backpack that was very similar to this, but it fell apart. It was also faux leather. This one is as well. That one I got at Forever 21 in Boston back in 2012, and it was the one I would always take with me when I traveled. But the straps could be unhooked, and those little hooks were metal, and they became warped and then broke off, and I could no longer carry the backpack. But the bag itself was pretty good. So when I saw a very similar style at this other place, I liked it. And first, like if I just go to Paris for the day, this is usually the backpack I carry. And the reason for it is because it's got the flap, but then it also has the zipper. So it's a little bit better against pickpockets and those kind of things. You do have spaces off to the side, which I'm not a fan of. And then these zips actually allow you to get more space out of this bag as well. So it fits a lot. For your true valuables, it does have an extra pocket in the back, which is helpful. And then it just has a small sliding pocket here. And that's pretty much it. But now that I'm using the red one more, I like that one a little bit better than I do this one because it's just a little bit bigger. And this one I still really like, but it's getting a little bit tattered. I'm getting some wear and tear on this one, so I'm not sure how long this is going to last. I still like this one, but I really don't need 3 backpacks in my life, so this I might end up decluttering at some point in the future. But this is also one that I sometimes like to take with me when I'm running errands, because it's small enough to take with me, but it isn't so, like, it's big enough that if I buy something and I just need something really quickly that I can throw it in here. So this is another good one, I think. So let's start with some larger things first. I have this H&M tote, which is a dupe for a Dior bag that was all the rage a couple of years ago. And I managed to snatch up the tote bag. It's the only tote bag I have. I tend to only ever use this like if I go for a picnic or like the beach. I think I've only worn it once, but yeah, I don't wear tote bags a whole lot because my shoulders don't like that pressure of having that tote bag. I prefer a messenger bag all the time, but this can be a helpful bag, or maybe as a carry-on at some point for like a night, like a stay over, that sort of thing. It works really well, I think, but it's just really cute, and I like this sort of jungle theme we've got going on. Then one of my latest purchases that I bought over the summertime, you saw me hauling this, I think, in my last vintage haul, is this little vintage bag. It's got the strap, so you can wear it long, but it also has a top handle, and then just has the clasp. And then it's sort of like a Celine trio kind of thing where you have the 3 compartments. And on the inside, this looks barely used, and it's got a zipper. It does have a pen stripe on the flap. That's probably why this wasn't used. And it's got a little bit of discoloration, but I feel that adds to the charm. So yeah, vintage bag, number 1. And then I think my most worn bag, and I think that if you're looking for bags on the cheap, that Mango is the way to go. And this little messenger bag is just my go-to whenever I'm running errands because it fits everything. I can very easily use these compartments to, you know, hold an extra tote bag or something. So if I'm running errands and I need something, and it's got a big enough space for like your wallet and your phone and all that, and you can put your keys in here. This is just incredibly practical. It's got the long strap, so it's hands-free, and this brown shade goes with everything. And then I'd like to discuss some structured bags because I have those as well. I like these sort of like small, sort of like parcel-sized kind of bags, you could say. This one is from Zara, and it's like a wicker basket. It just has this, and then it opens up. It still has a chain inside it, but when I use this, I tend to use it just from the top handle, which I've had to fix several times because it's like screws, but there is fabric on the inside. So you can't get to the actual like compartment that will help it to screw on. So I think I actually glued it together, but this has one. It's just not that practical. So this is really only here for style reasons. I don't really wear it on the daily at all. So what's actually become my replacement for that bag, but it's not like a wicker style or anything, is this little bag. And I'm sure I showed you this in a haul, from Arket. And Arket does this in several sizes. They do a bigger size than this as well, which I'm sort of still eyeing up, but because I already own this, I don't want to get 2 bags that are too similar because it also comes in like a much bigger size, which would be much more practical. But this is great. Again, if I'm just visiting family and I don't need that much, this is a great little bag. You just have very subtle branding here at the front. It's got the magnet clasp. Again, not something I would take with me if I go to a city or anything like that. And you get 2 pockets here. I don't think you can see it because the top handle is in the way, and it's black on the inside. And then there's just a little bit of a compartment in the middle that you can use to slide like a public transport card into there as well. And you just have the long strap. So this is another one that I like to take with me if I know I'm just going somewhere for a few hours, like a birthday party, that sort of thing. Then I tend to use this. I sometimes use it to run errands as well. And I just like how cute this is. It's very nice and handy to use. And even though like this is a leather bag, but it's not scratched at all. And I love how it's like folded like a little envelope at the bottom. And then in a similar vein, this is another H&M bag that I really enjoy. It's got the long strap, the top handle, and then this houndstooth print. Again, something I have more for style reasons than anything else. And it's completely open. So this is very impractical, but this is definitely a cute bag. And if I ever need a cute bag, I've got a cute bag. That's sort of the idea. But that's not the only cute bag I have. Another bag I love is another Mango bag. This is a little round wicker bag that I bought years ago. But this is one of my favorite bags for the summertime. It opens up like this. It's got the long strap. This is leather. It was a little bit more expensive for a fast fashion brand, but it's held up really well. And this closure, you might think that's not going to stay put, but it does, because when you fill it, the weight of the products inside it actually press against the top of the bag, and that pressure is what keeps it closed. So this has been a lot more practical than I had expected at first glance. And who remembers this? I think I did an entire dedicated blog post to this little bag. I got it off of ASOS, but it is by Whistles. And this was the first more expensive bag I bought before I bought the Polen bag. This was in the sale though, and the reason why I stopped wearing it is because the pony hair detail is starting to rub down so much from how much I used it. I used to take this with me to work. I had this fixed several times because all of the weight of this bag is held by little leather pieces here on the sides, and that just, it snaps every couple of months. So I got tired of having it repaired. So I think it's more of an occasion bag right now. I still really enjoy the look of it, But as you can see from like where my sleeve has rubbed it or where it has rubbed against my coat, the pony hair detail is starting to rub down and it's just starting to look a little grubby. But it's got the 3 compartments. This was super helpful. The leather isn't scratched at all. This is such a great practical bag with the long strap. And I still really enjoy this. I just don't get to wear it a lot anymore. But yeah, this used to be my everyday bag. I would take this with work to work, my lunch in a separate tote bag, and that's how I carried it around. And then this is a vintage bag I picked up earlier, I think this year or end of last year, and I had been looking for a Burgundy bag, and I had actually put something that was far more expensive, that was like edging on designer, for a Burgundy brand bag. I put it on my wish list. But then I spotted this at my vintage kilo sale. I was like, that will fit the bill. I like the look of that. It's really nice. Yes, it's worn, but again, it's the inside with a vintage bag that matters, and the lining is intact. It looks barely used on the inside. It was just cleaned well. It's got the zipper that functions still as well. It just has a nice long strap. It's a little bit thin, but it's not very worn. It's usually the strap that goes first. So this is another like similar size bag to the Whistles bag. And again, a bag I sometimes wear when I run errands. More vintage bags, because I've got a couple. This is a little bag I got my first trip to this vintage kilo sale that I always go to. It's just incredibly cute. And this is what I mean when the strap is just a little worn. It goes very ratty like that. I still have the intention to get the strap redone at some point. But this is really cute. And I think that once that strap is replaced, it's even more practical. Again, quite a small bag. It's the same size to the Arket one. It fits quite a bit because you do have a wider bit here. And this strap is not adjustable though. So then you might not be able to clip it shut. But I just thought it was very fun. And it's got the poppers here as well. So you can actually close it fully, and it's just a really cute little bag. You get a zipper in the back. And another vintage bag that I got is this little clutch bag, which it does come, did it come with a chain? I think it came with a chain, but I actually decluttered it. Like I took it off because it wasn't nice. The inside of this is a little grubbier, but I thought I had lost my black clutch bag, and then I actually found it when I tried to put this away with my other bags. But yeah, I have a vintage black clutch bag, which just has that snap. I think it looks very classy. So whenever I have like an event to go to, this is what I wear. And then the other bags I have here are like another set of clutch bags. This is the clutch bag I thought I had lost. I bought this from Aldo in Las Vegas in 2008. This bag has been with me for a while. It's got the square clasp. It looks really, really cool. This still has the chain on the inside. It doesn't fit a whole lot, and some of the stitching is becoming undone, but I still really like this. And this was always like my black clutch bag of choice, but now I have a leather one as well. And then I have this little silver number. This is also a vintage find. This still has the chain inside it. It's very delicate. There is a little bit of staining on one side, like where things have rubbed against it, it seems. But the other side is perfect. So if you just always wear it this way, it works quite well. So some cute little clutch bags. I mean, who needs a Chanel flap if you can buy them vintage, I find. And then I have this from H&M. This is one of the very few H&M bags I still have, apart from like 2 of the other ones that I showed you. I used to buy most of my bags from H&M because it was just easy, but I have found that H&M bags just don't hold up very well. This again has the flap. It's got the long strap, but you could take it off and wear this as a clutch. And I like a bit of color in my wardrobe, so having a red bag makes sense to me. And then it just has the flap here, and you get a zipper here. So it is quite a practical bag, actually, but I don't think I've ever worn it. But yeah, I like it for the color. And then I just have 2 more bags left. Both of them are vintage, so I don't think you can find them. This is a men's vintage bag that I got at another vintage kilo sale. This was like the only thing I picked up there. Again, the inside is great still, and I use this as my gym bag. This fits a towel, it fits my gym shoes, it fits my gym outfit perfectly fine. Water bottle, I think there's a hair tie in here at all times, and it works really well. And the other one is actually also a vintage bag. It's actually a bowling bag, so it's supposed to hold like a bowling ball. So it's got a reinforced bottom, but I use this for a gym bag for a while as well. A friend of mine gave this to me. It's currently not being used because the zipper on this is a little faulty and it goes all the way around like this and then it just like opens up. So that's not very helpful, but yeah, this is again, before I start using the other bag, I was using this as a gym bag, and this is still, like, if I want to take an extra set of clothing with me to the gym, then this is actually a bit better. But this is a little bit difficult to ooh, let me close it first. This is actually a little bit difficult to carry around because it's just so bulky on the bottom that it doesn't really fit into my bike bag and it doesn't really fit anywhere. So this is a little bit more cumbersome, but yeah, I just really like the style of it. I mean, it's just a vintage bowling bag, and who doesn't love a bit of bowling? And then that's it. Those were all of the bags that I have in my bag collection. Like I said, nothing here is designer, but most of it is vintage by now. And some of it is just incredibly practical because I need it for work. So thank you so very much for joining me today. Thumbs up this video if you liked it. I know it was, again, a little bit different, but I want to try and do one fashion related video every single month. So this is this month's. I think next month I'm going to do a haul, but hold your horses. I really haven't shopped that much for clothing since I last showed you a haul. So my fall haul is also going to be very minimal, I think. I think I bought 10 things so far, which is quite shocking for me because a couple of years ago, I would buy much more. So I'm so glad I've slowed down on the fashion front. There are a couple of Saison things still on the wish list, I'm not gonna lie. And I have a couple of things I'm eyeing up at H&M. But so far, I'm feeling pretty satisfied with what's going on in my wardrobe, so I don't feel I need too much. And so I'm like looking at these things, I'm like, do I really need it? And I'm like, you know what, I'll wait a few weeks, and if it's still around then, I might still buy it. And if it's not there, then it wasn't meant to be. That's usually how I feel. So thanks very much for watching this video today. I hope you'd like to come back for more. I think next week I want to do a wrap up of some of the things I read ever since I last did a wrap up for you. I think it was early August that we talked about books that I read. So I will be back with a bookish video very, very soon. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.